Here back my Azalea, where you can see it's looking alright last October. It didn't actually grow too much last summer, but nothing did. And obviously now it's too late in the season, so I'll be shutting down for winter now. It is an evergreen, so it will remain mostly green throughout winter. But as you can see, in November, 1 or 2 leaves do look a little yellow. But that's perfectly normal, they're just old and drop off every now and again. In February, I'd normally prune it back, but there's nothing really to prune. I last pruned it back around last June, I think. I didn't really do much after that, so there's nothing that needs shortened back. You'll also find that azaleas like to throw out random shoots all over the place, and there isn't even any of those to deal with. So I'm just going to leave it alone. But of course, there's always time for some weeding. But anyway, I'm also not going to repot it this spring. I did say to myself last year that I would, but I think it's going to be fine. It didn't really grow much, so I don't think the roots will be too busy in there. The longer I leave it, hopefully the more vigorous it can get. This pot isn't exactly ideal, it's starting to crumble. But I think I can get away with it for another year, and then I'll probably have to deal with it. I think this tree has some potential. It doesn't look too bad. It certainly needs to fill in a lot and have a lot more dense foliage, but it's on the right tracks. I'll probably have to wire some branches again at some point, but I'm in no rush for that yet either. And as you can see, it hasn't really changed at the start of this year. In May, it started to wake up, and because I didn't prune it late winter, it's covered in flower buds. If I bring you in closer, you can see some of the pink starting to poke through. In June, you can see the flower buds are really starting to swell, which is always a great sight. But I seem to be missing the footage that shows them all open, which is pretty annoying. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, here it is when they're almost over. So you can see 1 or 2 are still open, but they're mostly finished, and it doesn't look great. You'll just have to imagine what this looked like at its peak. But the older this tree gets, the better the flowers are going to be. Each year there should be more and more until it's just covering them. But I still think there's many years to go before that happens. I could have probably removed the flowers here, but I just waited another few days and I just plucked them all off. Normally I would prune the tree back now as well as remove the flowers, but there's still nothing really going on to prune. So really this is going to be left now until next winter, and we'll look at it then. In July it looks okay. I think there's some new growth, but it's just very dense and tightly packed. But that is fine, I'm happy enough to take that type of growth. And here we are now. Not too much change, but it looks nice and healthy, so I have no complaints. This tree will get there eventually, so there's no rush. Thanks for watching, see you next time.